Hello, and a very warm welcome to the Cold Water Spout show. I'm Ben O'Leary.
And I'm Dave O'Leary.
How are we all? I hope we're all good. We've had a little break, haven't we?
We have a little break, but we're back in the old silver cockatoo again.
We are back in the silver cockatoo, surrounded by knotty pine.
A little bit of libation for our lips.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're sorted, aren't we? We've got all our basic needs covered.
Oh, everything, yeah.
We are covered.
Yeah. I've got me wellies.
I've got my bootlets from a previous show.
Good.
But they didn't half chafe. Anyway, coming up on the show, we're going to stick with the Olympics, of course, because it's August. We're only on about day 12, aren't we?
It's roaring. They're flying, aren't they?
They are flying. I know the UK are doing quite well. I think we're up to 5th in the medal table.
Are we?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
Yeah.
But we've got a few things to get off our chest about that, really, haven't we?
Yes. I want to talk about black pudding.
Black pudding. So foodstuffs.
Yeah.
Sportsman.
Yeah.
Our featured artist this week as well is Liv Bolger, New York's Liv Bolger. We're playing a track off her EP.
Looking forward to that. Yeah,
be fun.
Brilliant,
be good.
Brilliant. Yeah. You'll like this, viewer. You'll like this.
Okay, dokey.
Right.
Okay, now I'm going to have a sip of this tea first because I'm parched. It's boiling in here.
Yeah. There's a few things missing from the Olympics, is there? Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
In terms of events and things that stuff you'd like to see.
Well, going on my bugbear, it's that I feel sorry for the squash players of this planet that have to sit and watch skateboarding, artistic swimming, and BMX freestyle. Yeah. These are events that people do in the park. Yeah. And you've got squash players and other sports, and they're not in it. And I feel sorry for the.
But it's a question I put to you earlier. Does a gold medal for BMX riding carry the same weight as the men's 100 metres gold medal?
Exactly. I mean, does it? I mean, if you're 13, which we've just won a bronze in the BMXing or skateboarding? Skateboarding, weren't it?
Yeah.
She's been doing that since she was 7, probably 6 or 7 to be out playing on her own. Yeah. And now she's got a gold medal.
Yeah. No, bronze.
Bronze medal, sorry. Yeah. For just having fun. And that's fine. She's obviously good enough. I'm not taking anything. It's not her fault. Yeah. But I just this kind of thing about there's some genuine sports that are just not in it.
Yeah, but I'd like to see the Grocers 100-metre dash. I mean, that's not in it, is it? Hey, that's been completely ignored. And the shopkeepers, there's nothing in there for them, is there?
You turn your back for a minute, and all the best events are right out the window, aren't they?
I mean, the Poles are very good at the old Coleman's shot.
The Coleman shot, as in dirty fingernails.
Coal.
Coal.
Yeah.
Coal. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's coal comes from Poland, doesn't it?
Of course it does. Yeah, they're very good at it.
And do you think it originated chucking coal about?
We would do, yeah.
Hoying coal into the.
That's it. Yeah, sacks of coal.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Having said all that,
there is the unsurvivable 50-metre underwater swimming, though.
Yeah, but short-lived, isn't it? Literally short-lived.
Not many people survive it.
But I've got an event. Now you were speaking last time about you could get a gold medal in town planning way back in the day.
That was true. That's true.
Yeah, it's true, and this is a true one as well. Back in the 1911 Olympics, there was an event called Plunging.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
this is not to do with getting the coins out of the fountain, is it? The Trevi fountain.
No, I think that's just stealing. No, this is. I thought we've seen this Trevi fountain. You'd do well to plunge in that. You'd lose your teeth, wouldn't you? Hoying yourself into there. Yeah. Having said that, this is one of those sort of things. This is you do hurl yourself into the water. Right. Okay. Yeah. Now, in 1911, it wouldn't have been specially made. It would have been some sort of lake or something like that. It wouldn't have been a man-made thing.
I mean, when you say that you hurl yourself, do you throw a shape as you're going?
You can for artistic merit, but you don't have to. What you're not allowed to do is get in the water and push yourself away from the bank. Okay, you have to just jump in.
This is an event.
This was an event in 1911 called Plunging. You could win a gold medal in it.
It sounds great.
This is the event where you really can say it's open to all. Yeah. Because all you do to win a medal is see if you can float the furthest.
Oh.
That's it. So on your back, looking up at the sky,
Yeah.
bobbing up and down in the water for a certain amount of time, however long it was. And if you went the furthest, you won a gold medal.
Well, like being restful
Yeah.
in the water.
Yeah,
It's a pity we haven't got any background music, isn't it?
it is. It is.
Yeah. Float away.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I could see myself doing that. You you wouldn't have to train or anything. And the guy that won it in 1911 was a big guy, big old unit,
Well,
because he floated well.
Yeah, but you see, that'd be good in the Dead Sea, wouldn't it?
Well, it would.
Yeah.
It would be good in the Dead Sea,
Yeah.
because obviously you float well, don't you?
Well, I can see that's a gold medal in that. That's way up there with the old decathlon, isn't it?
It's brilliant.
Hey.
It's brilliant. Yeah. I mean, if Daly had done that, perhaps people would have respected him more as a sportsman.
I did see there was some pole vaulting that I saw, and it's been a bit of a disaster, really.
It
isn't
has,
There's a
yeah.
lot of people been ended up in the hole.
And running
the
up
front.
with a pole,
Yeah,
and not doing anything when they get there.
yeah,
Just running up as if they're practicing.
yeah.
They forget that this is the Olympics and this is their
Yeah.
turn to have a go.
I saw one. It was a woman. I think she ran down the runway, sunk the pole into the hole,
Yeah.
and then when it was vertical, she tried to climb up the pole.
That's dike jumping, isn't it?
No, well, I think it's got something to do with nightclubs, isn't it? It's like pole dancing.
But now we're back on the Olympic events we should be electrifying.
Yeah, pole vaulting. Very good.
Yeah. So see, now that does lend itself to being electrified as well, doesn't it? When you hold the pole, metal,
Yeah.
it goes in that metal bucket to
Yeah.
stop it slipping
Straight into the
and
mains.
that completes the circuit.
Into the national grid.
You've got to see. So it's not really how high you can get; it's just how long you can hang on to it.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Also, just after the war, they had military gun shooting as well.
Okay.
This is a bit of an aside because it wasn't an event that lasted. To use up wartime ammunition.
Okay.
But the guys that would compete in the Olympic event
Yeah.
would carry their army issue machine guns and ammunition
okay.
in bags on the train.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
make their own way there.
Yeah.
Just part of their luggage was
Good. Yeah.
25,000 rounds of
howitzer.
Yeah, two-handed machine guns.
Well, don't touch that, madam.
Yeah, is that Bren sitting there? Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe it is, madam. Yeah, it's in the smoking compartment. I mean, literally, that's that, and yeah, it was sort of shooting at moving targets and just
Well, I always thought that the Belgian sport, the Canary Sport, the Belgian Canary Sport should be in it.
Well, of course, we'd have a.
That's where you have your stick,
Yep.
which is marked off with like 12 compartments, I suppose. 12 markings.
Yep.
And then you've got your little canary in a little cage
Yep.
in front of you. There could be a dozen competitors.
Yep.
You sit there with a piece of chalk and your stick in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gazing at your canary.
Do you think Jeff Capes does this? Because he's a canary man, isn't he?
Budgery cars. They haven't got the note. They're not the same as...
No. In fact, he's probably just... if he hears this, he'll go berserk, won't he?
I presume this is a genuine thing.
I know, yeah.
You must have a referee or umpire of some sort.
Yeah, to stop the cheating.
If your canary cheeps,
Yeah.
mark it off on the stick. That's one.
Yeah.
The first person to fill the stick up with tweets wins.
Do you think
that's worthy of any gold medal?
Do you think
anywhere.
they train the bird?
I suppose they would do, yeah.
How? Because they can't poke it with the stick. They can't
touch it.
They can't sort of
All you can do is stare at it.
Yeah.
But the canary may be able to read the facial muscles.
Yeah.
The movement of the lips.
Are they a highly intelligent bird?
A raised eyebrow.
Yeah. Two cheeks.
Could set it off.
Two cheeks. It'd be like them signals pitchers give in baseball, won't it? Where they touch the hat and their earlobe and that.
And maybe they might have to put a screen up though, so you can't influence the bird by squeezing your nose or something.
Yeah. I think
because that'd be known as fiddling with your canary.
It would, and who wants that?
Yeah.
of a Thursday.
I think they have a bet on hand and everything. It's all proper. It's
Do
a
they?
proper thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen film of it. I've seen film doing it.
I know you've been a
brilliant.
bit of a champion of this.
I have, yeah.
For many a good Canary year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having it.
Yeah.
I'm having it. It's a good one. So, I mean, you had because we had the other events with the I think you wanted to bring in the longest spit, didn't you?
The long spit was a good one, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's been on the cards for years.
Yeah, that's got legs anyway. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, now, I was in Great Yarmouth, a seaside town here in the UK, a couple of weeks ago.
Bucket and spade.
Yep, all that.
Yeah.
Kiss Me Quick Hat, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And we were walking through the sort of town part of the town, not actually on the beach.
Yeah.
And the biggest man I've ever seen approached us. Okay,
yeah.
He looked like a basketball player, the same physique, enormous. This guy, really gentle giant though, not aggressive at all, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Just massive, intimidating by his size, really.
Yeah.
And he came up to us and he said, "I've got this CD music. I'm a struggling artist. Any chance that you would donate some money to buy my CD off of me?"
Okay.
And I put up the little bit of a shield, But Kaz said, "Yeah, go on then. Yeah, all right," because she's obviously knows what it's like at grassroots music level, and people are struggling and this and that. She gave him a couple of quid, and we were left with the CD. Yeah, that's the end of it. Okay.
Right, okay.
However, when I was in New York with Neve, we got accosted by about 8 guys, all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But within 20 seconds, they've got $60 off us because of the way they kind of scammed it. Now, this guy wasn't a scammer. He was just on his own doing his thing. If you want one, you buy. If you don't, you don't. You carry on walking and wish him luck. These guys in the States were, kind of trying to hoodwink you, really. They weren't stealing from you because you were giving your money. Your eyes are wide open. However, you've done $60 and got a load of CDs in your hand. You're never going to play them, You don't even know. They could be blank for all you know.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking about, well, that wasn't what I was expecting, and that kind of sort of, I think I've been had, a little bit.
Yeah.
And something didn't come to mind for myself straight away, only this thing that happened in Times Square in the States.
Yeah.
But it did remind me of when my friend Chris Adams, went and stayed. We were lucky enough to go to school with the Lamborghini family in Turvey. You remember that? Yes. There was Alex and Lojak Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And Chris stayed the night with Lojak Lamborghini in their huge Chantry house, Yeah. So when you stayed round there, you had a bedroom of your own because it had 12 bedrooms or something like that. It's a mansion.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And it was time to go to bed.
Yeah.
And Chris goes off in his room. Lojak goes off into his room. Alex goes off into his room, and that's the end of it. Yeah. Quarter of an hour later, Chris gets up, thinks, "Well, I could have done with a drink, actually, So he's come out of the bedroom.
What, cocoa?
Yes, yes. It's touch of the Ovaltines or something. Yeah. He wants something to, wants to drink.
He's not grown up, is he?
No. Well, 38. No, we're young kids. He would have been.
Okay.
Chris would have been about 12, something like that. 11. Mm-hmm. He's walked down through the house, and it's an enormous house. Anyway, that's an aside. He's heard the TV on in the living room.
Yeah, but this is all a big performance. We're all going to bed now, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, they're in bed. Everyone's in bed, apart from the parents, because they're in there.
Okay.
Because it's 10 o'clock or whatever. Their parents will be up till midnight or whatever. Yeah. Chris has opened the door, and Alex and Lojak have come out of their bedrooms. They're back in with their parents watching the telly. They've effectively sent Chris to bed. He hasn't gone to bed, and he said he felt like he'd sort of been had, and it was the strangest thing ever, And I thought that's the first thing after this CD debacle. I thought, Chris, that happened to Chris in a different way.
So what about the CD in Great Yarmouth?
Well, we've got it, but I haven't played it. I don't know. It's a picture of the fella on the front of it,
Okay.
But I don't know what it sounds like.
Oh. Was he? What did he look like? A rapper?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Like music that you make on a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he was a big, I don't know, big, but he looked like a basketball player. He was even wearing a vest, like a basketball vest. He was enormous. He would have been 7 foot. He was massive.
Perhaps
Not that that's relevant, but he just was.
It's 12 tracks of a bouncing ball.
He could be, yeah. Yeah. Check this rhythm.
Yeah, and that sound when it hits the basket, you get that sort of...
Yeah, and the shoes squeaking on the court.
Yeah.
You know that unforgettable with the echo and that. Anyway, so it could have been that. So that was my sort of if you've ever been had or felt that you've been. Hang on a minute, that's it, right? You know.
Yeah. When you talking about something about losing money on a bike ride.
Well, I lost. Yeah, I did. I again thinking about the being had. You think, well, what has happened? You know, and I went mountain biking with my mate Nick.
Yeah.
And I put 20 quid in the zip-up pocket, you know, got home, gone, don't know, you know, just lost. And then that gets you thinking as well, doesn't it, you know? And I thought, well, what else have I lost? And I think the biggest thing I've done is lost a car. I lost a car in Portsmouth.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I went
Easily
down.
Done.
Well,
easily done.
The car it was at the time as well, you'd be glad to lose it because it was a Toyota Prius.
I thought you were going to say it was a Hot Wheels.
Matchbox, yeah. No, I went down to Portsmouth to watch the Great South Run, this sort of 10-mile charity thing. There's a Great North Run, isn't there, in Newcastle?
Yeah.
There's the South Run.
Yeah.
And met up in a bar afterwards, perfectly good. Yeah. I'd parked the car way out because of the town was packed, as you can imagine, and most of it was shut because of this fun run. Yeah. Of course, several hours later, I've got to walk back to the car. I can't find it. I can't find it. This was before Google Maps. I had a BlackBerry. That's how long ago it was. You know, you didn't have maps on your thing. You just went by what I thought was common sense. And long story short, I ended up walking to the train station in the absolute driving rain. Yeah. Getting in a cab because I knew there'd be cabs at a train station. Yeah. And asked them to drive around until we found it. It was going to cost me about 800 quid. And we did find it because I knew it was kind of near an Asda. Yeah. And that was the only info I had. And I did find it, obviously. But the car I've got now has got a tracker type thing in it, and it talks to your phone, and you think you'd never need that, and then it makes me shudder and think, Christ, well, I did actually lose a car. And when you're on foot and you know you're about 5 miles away from your car, you don't want to lose it. You don't want to be walking the wrong direction, you know. So it was pitiful. It really was.
Sounds pitiful.
It's a bad example of common sense.
Yeah, just changing the subject. We played at the weekend, didn't we?
We did, of course. First time in ages.
With the band,
yeah.
And plenty of fun had by all.
It was. Yeah. It was a lovely barbecue.
Yeah. Have you got anything you can play that we might have?
Well, although we're not very, we've been doing much gig wise for obvious reasons. No one has. You've been. Well, we've all been in the studio, but you've been in the studio again, haven't you? With Andy. Just tickling up some
mixing and stuff. Yeah, playing around with things, adding some guitars, taking away some guitars, and generally making a nuisance of myself. You know, but it's all good fun, isn't it? You know,
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I have got you revisited Down on the Hurricane. Didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
This is the first time I've heard this song through headphones because I was in I was in Great Yarmouth when you were doing this, funding basketball playing rappers. So shall we play a little bit of a bit of it? We'll play the whole thing, shall we?
Okay, go on, let it rip.
Down on the Hurricane.
Yeah.
I was born on the railroad and christened on the tracks, tasting the shadow mountains around the shotgun shacks. I've seen the crying faces, the Indians in chains, and I've laid down conscious in the wreck in the monsoon rain. I've seen chain gang men in the Shamrock Saloon. I've crept out of town by the light of the moon. They're rolling with the thunder, riding on the devil's train. They'll find me down in Georgia, down on the hurricane. I can hear the boots shrieking as they pound across the ground. Barricade the doors, friends, and hand the carbines round. I could tell they were coming, I saw it in a dream. Black hats and all rags keep their pistols clean. They don't take no prisoners, they don't take you by the hand. They don't give no reason, they don't wanna understand. They're rolling with the thunder, riding on the devil's train. They'll find me down in Georgia, down on the hurricane. Riding on the devil's train. They'll find me down in Georgia, down on the hurricane. You can see from my boots I've walked 1,000 miles. When I was a young man, I had a sense of taste and style. I'm sorry that I hurt you, I brought you this distress. These shattered walls ain't gonna save us, they's as thin as a Sunday dress. So bury me deep into the earth, my father vowed his land, and leave no sign on my grave, I'm guided by his hand. They're rolling with the thunder, riding on the devil's train. They'll find me down in Georgia, down on the hurricane.
Yes. Yeah, we've done all sorts of things. Had some more 2 guitars. We had some more Telecaster. Had some 12-string.
There sounds like there's some reverb on the vocals now as well.
Some slap delay on that. Yeah, to get that.
Slap delay. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loads of stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
So that was Down on the Hurricane by our day job sometimes, which is Don't Drink the Water. Yeah. Cool. Now, shall we move on to our featured artist?
Yes, let's.
I think we should. I think we should start talking about Liv.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Liv, because Liv is a New York farm girl, actually, studying English and history at Montreal in Quebec as we speak.
Fair play to her, yeah.
Fair play to her, yeah. And we sort of stumbled across each other, like you do on the net. And I just thought, well, this sounds nice stuff, you know. Let's see if she wants to be a featured artist.
Yeah, she's a busy girl, doing history in English and writing songs, and playing music.
Songs. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, I think she recorded this EP in her parents' farm building, which is kind of cool, you know, because it sort of helps you create, doesn't it, when you've got a nice setting, you know. Well, ask the band, I suppose, from the Big Pink. You know, it's that sort of thing, isn't it?
Could be, yeah.
You know, it's that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's been likened. Her voice has been likened to Fiona Apple, and a little bit of Shania Twain, sort of in her vocal style.
Yeah.
Which of course,
our PR guy, Brendan, he's a friend of Shania's, isn't he?
He is, yeah. So he may be the judge of that as
Yeah,
well, because
yeah.
I know he's mates
Yeah.
with Shania Twain, isn't he?
Yeah. Which track are you going to play?
I'm going to play The Stranger.
Okay. When I heard this, I liked it a lot. It's given me a kind of a. She's got that sort of a Hannah Aldridge sort of feel.
It's funny because I thought the same thing. I think, Hannah Aldridge, we know her, don't we? She's a friend of the band. She's obviously in the States. Certainly with Lie Like You Love Me, that she let us cover of hers. This is something. I mean, it's not the same, obviously, but it does have the same sort of.
It's got that something about it,
sort of a flavour. I think it's the kind of the breathy kind of lyric. It's not what you'd call busy. It's kind of nice. Anyway,
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Good. Well, I did too, and that's why we we picked her. So this is Liv singing "The Stranger" from her EP Lifevests.
I was quick to trust her. I met her yesterday. Blonde hair and green blue eyes. She had not much to say. She listened close to my story as she looked me in the eye. And in that moment I swear I saw our lives flash from my eyes. She is wise beyond her years. She is wise beyond her age. She can look at me, hear my story, and write the words on the next page. She knows me like the back of her hand at only 18. Now I guess I just don't quite understand how a stranger understands me. She was the most interesting person that I knew. You could tell just by looking at her that her heart and soul were true. She was there for me, always stood by my side. But I was stupid and I let her go, and before my heart cries. She is wise beyond her years. She is wise beyond her age. She can look at me, hear my story, and write the words on the next page. She knows me like the back of her hand at only 18. Now I guess I just don't quite understand how a stranger understands me. If I could turn back the clock, do it all again, just to have her in my arms once more, to hold her hand. She tried her best to be the one who'd make me walk the line. Damn, I wish I knew back then she was the love of my life. She is wise beyond her years. She is wise beyond her age. She can look at me, hear my story, and write the words on the next page. She knows me like the back of her hand at only 18. I guess I just don't quite understand how a stranger understands me.
Liv singing "The Stranger." We're having that, aren't we, all day long?
Yeah, it's great.
That was really nice. That was produced by Brian Elijah Smith and released on Thanksgiving Day in 2020.
He's a legend.
Classically. I mean, that's just real nice, isn't it? Really nice. Yeah. We're well impressed with that, Liv. Nice work indeed. There are places you can find Liv on Spotify and so on. What we'll do is we'll put a couple of the links on the video that goes with this podcast on YouTube, because some of the links are quite long. I can't kind of read them out as they are. They don't mean too much. But that was Liv Bolger. The EP was Lifevest, and get on that. get on that.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed that.
Look
Thanks
her
very
up.
much.
Yeah.
Okay, now David,
Yeah.
you mentioned at the top of the show something that's quite close to my heart, and that's black pudding.
Oh.
So what's that
I thought you
about?
meant your lungs, you know.
No, they're I don't think they'd even make it into the ingredients of black pudding.
no,
They're
I was
shot to
just
pieces.
Thinking the other day, we were talking to my wife actually about stuff, and there's a thing that goes back for our overseas listener. This is to do with two counties in England. There's Yorkshire and Lancashire,
Right.
and they had a thing, sort of I suppose. Well, you could call it sort of the 15th century. You know, it was I think the War of the Roses, where they didn't get on. You know.
Yeah.
And there was a kind of competition that it started off that during this battle that they were having, the two factions between the House of Lancaster and House of York, there was a battle going on in a place called Stubbins in Lancashire.
Right.
And I think it was one side, I think it was the Lancashire lot ran out of ammunition. So I suppose that's run out of stuff to throw. You know, like well, bows and arrows, spears,
Rocks.
stuff, stones, old shoes, bits of furniture, you know. So, funnily enough, they put their hand on a couple of gross of black puddings. Now,
can't
for
see where
people
this
who
is
don't
going.
know what it is, black pudding is a delicacy, an English delicacy.
Yeah.
Made from like lots of ingredients, herbs, pig's blood,
Special spices.
Yeah,
Pig's blood, dried pig's blood.
very tasty.
It's gorgeous, high in protein, low in fat,
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah,
and it looks like a sausage, doesn't it? It's sort of a plastic
that's right.
wrapped
Yeah,
sausage.
That's it. Yeah.
You slice it up.
So anyway, the guys from Lancashire, they were hammering these black puddings at the guys from
Just
York.
hoying them at the enemy to try
Yes,
and concuss them. I'd be
yeah,
delighted if
yeah.
somebody started to
Yeah,
hurl.
Well, I think the Yorkshire,
delicacies.
the Yorkshire side, we just eat them as if
I'm sure they were.
Yeah,
You know,
Bring it
go and
on,
antagonise the other lot. We're running out. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
this is still going on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was revived in 1839. The chucking of the black pudding.
Right.
That's when it was started anyway. It was revived then, and now it's been going since 1984 in this
As recreational
in
hurling.
Stubbins.
In Stubbins, right.
Yeah. But not only that, because the Lancashire have got the black puddings, the Yorkshires thought we're not going to be outdone by this.
No.
We're going to bring out reinforcements. We're going to bring out the old Yorkshire puddings.
You can't do much damage with a Yorkshire pudding. Fluffy batter mix heated up in an oven. Do me a favour.
So what they do, they've built a platform 7 metres up in the air, loaded up with black pudding, loaded up with Yorkshire puddings,
Which would have weighed about 6 ounces because
Yeah.
it's just air, isn't it?
Yeah. And the Lancashire lot have got to hit the Yorkshire puddings with the black puddings. Have you ever thought of anything so bloody pointless in your life? Can you believe it? I would get more fun scribbling all over me thighs with a biro.
If it was invented. Why didn't they just fire bows and arrows at each other? Or rocks. There's an abundance of rocks in Lancashire like there is everywhere else. Is this true? It's true.
Yeah.
So what were the black pudding lot doing whilst the others were building a tower to hoy feather-like
No, this is
Yorkshire puddings
like
off?
a commemorative thing that they do now. They back in 1455.
Right.
The Yorkshire crowd didn't say, "Hold on a minute,
We've got to
we're
construct
going to
this.
kill up Yorkshire puddings and put them on a plinth.
Give us 8 weeks.
You can chuck your black puddings out. God,
It sounds like they're kind of clay pigeon shooting, like skeets. If they're holding the, I mean, I
can you imagine all these soldiers thinking, "What's going on?"
They're starving, chucking food in. This, are you sure that's true?
It's true.
So a black pudding was a weapon, effectively, like a kosh, like a rubber kosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, in this country, we're full of stupid things like that. We roll cheese down hills and stuff like that, don't we? And run after it. Yeah. Okay. I'm a bit at a loss with that.
What can I tell you?
I really like black pudding. You eat it with a fried breakfast in this country, or a full English breakfast, or a full Irish breakfast, or a full Scottish breakfast. And there's Scottish black pudding as well, isn't there? An Irish black pudding.
Breakfast of champions.
Breakfast of champions. Yeah.
Talking of food.
Yeah.
Do you fancy having a go at that stew strumming?
The what strumming?
Stew strumming.
What's that?
It's the
stew strumming.
Rotten herring.
Oh, in the tin.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't got any on you, have you? You'll stink it out in there. Is it Finnish or Swedish or something like that? What's it called?
Surstrumming.
Yeah, no. All I've done is I've seen people cagging, and as soon as they pierce the tin, they'll be back to the flushing the curry down the lav again. No.
Well, they said that it's like it's sort of every single thing in history that's
every single thing
that's bad is in that.
So it's sort of tinned awful.
Yeah.
No.
You don't fancy having a go?
Back teeth are swimming, don't stop.
It's I've seen people as soon as they piss. It just spits out the hole. Even the fish. Oh, God, the fish are thinking, God, thank God he's over the lid.
Stop.
Spotting herrings.
Stop it.
Oh, my back's gone.
The thing is, the Swedes are a pretty respectable race, aren't they? They're high up on the, Swedes are respected people.
Very clean.
And then they do that.
Yeah.
It's sort of self-harming, really, isn't it?
Crazy.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to stop because I thought we were gonna do it this month. I thought we were gonna get through without being hurt by it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it wasn't going to happen. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to. Well, I was going to say quit while we're ahead, but we weren't ahead, were we?
Yeah, I think
so. We'll
let's go through the swing doors.
Let's go through the revolving door on the Silver Cockatoo. Yeah. I'm just going to say that if you want to contact the show, contact us on Twitter at Cold Water Spout. Instagram is at DDTW Official. You can email the show if you've got any ideas, things to talk about, or little anecdotes or anything like that, or want to be a featured artist. It's ddtwmusic@gmail.com. We want to thank the guys at Pixabay and Ben Sound for the music, and thanks everyone for listening, and best of luck, Liv. That was really good.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Put your head down. Black pudding's incoming.
Yeah. And on that note...